Hi everyone! Thanks for clicking on my video. This is my very first video, so I'm kind of nervous. I have been watching other people make art videos on YouTube for quite a while, and I always think, man, I wish I could do that. I mean, because I love to draw and I love to paint. Painting is what I do more of, but I also love drawing. And I would love to have like a Etsy sticker shop and get people to get traffic to my shop. So that's my hopes and my dreams for having this channel, is to get people interested in my art, because that is really hard as an artist. I figured the first video I should do is just show what's inside my sketchbooks, and maybe I'll put a couple clips of my finished paintings up so you can see what that is, because my sketchbooks kind of look quite a bit different than my actual paintings, and some of my sketchbooks are a little embarrassing to show, because I feel like not your best work goes in your sketchbook, which is kind of what a sketchbook is for, because it's practicing. I'm going to show it anyway, so here we go. So we've got a watercolor sketchbook first, and I think I've used mostly gouache in here. This was a tutorial video by Kevin Hill, who's cool if you want to check him out on YouTube. I've done quite a few of his videos. I think this is another one of his. This might be a Chuck Black video, that guy's a really good painter, and I've watched probably every video of his. This was Christmas, and I wanted to see if I could draw a reflection on the Christmas tree bulb. It's okay. Another landscape. This one was a sunset picture I saw on Instagram that I wanted to paint. This one came from an anime that my husband was watching, and I just kept saying, wow, those scenes are really pretty, so I painted one. Here's an ocean scene with a bird in the sunset. This one also came from that same anime. I believe it was Dr. Stone is what it was. I don't watch anime, but my husband does. And my children do, so. This was a galaxy sky I wanted to paint, and then made a dog howling. Another Kevin Hill tutorial. This one, shortly after we moved into our house, I noticed there was a bunny in our yard, and it almost seemed like he was looking up at the beautiful sunset. So I took a picture, and then a couple years later I decided to paint this. I honestly don't remember where this picture came from. It wasn't my favorite when I painted it. Still not now, but it's okay. This one, I believe, came from my head. Also not my favorite, but it's there. This was one I was seeing a lot of underwater paintings on YouTube, and I wanted to try my own version. And I just love making the colors so exaggerated, and I liked how this one turned out. This was I was using Himi gouache for all the other ones, and this one I got some Caran d'Ache, the pan set of gouache, so that's what this is. which is a little more transparent than the Himi gouache, but it still works. I like them both. Okay, this was just a night scene that was in my head and I painted. This one was from a picture I took while we were on a trip across the state to visit our family. I took a picture while we were driving and painted it when we got home. Also not my favorite. I just don't like it as much as other ones. Here's another Kevin Hill. And this one was when I was heavily playing Animal Crossing and I thought, I feel like doing a simplified Animal Crossing sunset. So that's what that was. I believe this was a Christmas card I was working on and didn't really finish. And here's a quick beach sunset sketch. I think that one is the last one. I'm not sure what's in here, so I guess we'll just open it. Oh. This one is a sketch I did of my dad and my daughter. My dad has since passed away, so that makes me a little sad, but this is my daughter and my son. My other son. I did these with, must be the Caran d'Ache gouache. That is a derpy looking Elsa that I did with my daughter. Another sketch of my daughter. That one I think I did with alcohol markers and colored pencil. This is my dog Otis, also done in alcohol markers and colored pencil. Okay, now I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm really good at doing landscapes. I feel that's where my strength is, but I also really want to be good at illustration and people. I want to be good. I don't think that I'm not good yet. So as I turn the page, it's just my warning, because this one can be embarrassing, I suppose. So that was my dog Sam, and he also passed away like 2 months after my dad. So anyways, so this is just a little cartoon of me and Sam, and it's a little cringy. Back to a landscape. This is done with Caran d'Ache Neo Pastel, Neo 2, the water ones. Like oil pastels, kind of water soluble, which I really like. They are awesome to use. This is another one. This is another one using that same material. I made a character with a way too small chin. This is a Kevin Hill tutorial that I did, and these are Crayola oil pastels. After getting the Caran d'Ache ones, I wanted to see what the differences were between Crayola and Caran d'Ache. And I think I like them both because they both work differently. These ones blend easier, but you have more control with the Caran d'Ache. Now, this was a portrait of the singer Pink I was trying to do. I think I made her eyes like way too big, but that's okay. This was the creek at the place where we scattered some of my dad's ashes. And I don't know, I just felt like I needed to draw it. Helps get the emotion out, I guess. This is just a big tree made with, I think this is a combination of Crayola oil pastel and the Neo pastel, Neo color, whatever they're called. Another Kevin Hill tutorial with the Neo color. Same thing here. I don't remember if this was a tutorial or if I just made it up. I don't remember. This one, I saw a couple pictures of this area down by Utah, or in Utah, and I just felt like I wanted to draw it. So I did. And this was one of those times where I just sat down and kind of doodled whatever was in my brain. And it came out strange. I think that's on to this one. This one has some stuff that I don't feel is my best work in there, but like I said, it's a sketchbook. You're not always going to have the best stuff in there, but show it anyway. I decided I was going to do the 100 animal challenge to try and get better at drawing animals. However, I did not make it to 100 animals because I just got distracted and wanted to draw other stuff. So there's a few animals in here. And these were, I think I was still doing my alcohol markers and colored pencils. And the bird really did not turn out the way I wanted it to. He might be my last animal. I think he is the last animal, because I was like, yeah, that didn't work out. This is Celeste from Animal Crossing. And after drawing that bird that I just didn't like, I was like, I want to draw Animal Crossing, because that makes me feel better. So I did. That's tree in my aunt's backyard that I was sketching. This one was just a idea sketch for a bigger painting that I did for my cousin's wedding. I gave that to them as a present. I think it turned out really good. This one, I just got some watercolor pens. So I was trying them out, and so I sketched me and all the things I like about fall, and my dog Otis. So that's my fireplace with a fire in it, which someday I hope to get again, because I can't figure out how to light my pilot light. My last sketchbook that I have going on. And this has just a lot of different stuff in it. I got these Artex paint markers, so a lot of this book is just me trying them out, even though this paper is bad for them. It tears the paper, so I really need probably the watercolor sketchbook for those. Let's see, this is a tree at my father-in-law's house. And some bushes and flowers. This was, I just put a bunch of blobs on the paper and then turned them into cats with a pen. This is a tree in my backyard. This is a tutorial I was following, but I wasn't really into it and wasn't trying that hard, so it did not really turn out very good. But I believe that was the YouTube Visual Mind. That's this one too. She's very good. She has lots of tutorials. This is a scene from Rainbow Bright. If you remember that, that was my favorite cartoon as a kid. And I believe this is the path that Starlight was walking down while he was singing in the movie, which was my favorite part. So, moving on. Yeah, there's Rainbow Bright. Another tutorial from Visual Mind. And this whole page is actually some of her stuff. This I drew my dog Sam if he was in Animal Crossing, what he might look like. This is just some landscapes. that I like. Another landscape. This one, I listen to a lot of audiobooks while I clean my house. And my book I was listening to was about pioneers going across the plains. So a lot of times when I sit down to sketch, I'm still thinking about my book. So I wanted to sketch this. And I know she looks a little weird because like I said, I'm not that good at people yet, but I still like it. This is that show Only Murders in the Building. I watched that with my husband and it was a good show. But one day while I was watching, I just decided I wanted to sketch some stuff out. And you know, it's not like it doesn't really look like them, but I still like it and I can tell who they are. So, this is a random person from my brain when I was trying out my Tombow marker. I wrote it down. I got some Tombow markers. This is a horse and I hate horses. But for some reason this day I felt like I wanted to draw a horse, so I did. When I was in 3rd grade, a horse decided to eat my hair. A huge clump of my hair, so much that I got dizzy and fell down. So that's why I have a reason to hate horses. That's why I hate horses. I don't just hate them because I randomly hate something. They scare me. Anyway, this is a landscape with flowers. This is an owl. I was doing with the watercolor pens, I think. And this, as you know, Queen Elizabeth just died, so I felt like I wanted to put her in my sketchbook. And I read that in her life she owned about 50 corgis, or corgi mixes, or whatever. And I just thought, imagine all those corgis in heaven waiting for her, excited to see her when she gets there. And then her husband at the end of the line. Anyway, that's my tribute to Queen Elizabeth. This is one I did with my daughter. We wanted to make a Halloween scene with my new watercolor pencils. And I think that's the very last one. Yep, it is. Okay, so that was all my sketchbooks right now. Maybe I'll put in some photos of my finished paintings for everyone to see. If you made it this far, thank you. And please like my video, subscribe. I'm gonna keep doing this. I know that the possibility is low that people are watching, but I'm just gonna keep going and see what happens. I told my family I kind of was feeling like I wanted to make this YouTube video, and they were like, okay. Then I got to my 5-year-old daughter and she says, Mom, that's great. I support you. You can do this. You really can. And I thought, that was such a good reaction. So, be supportive. Be like a 5-year-old. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.